क्या है 10, 10 का हाफ 5, 5 का हाफ 2, 2 का हाफ 1. व्हाट इज इन एक्सट्रिंसिक पाथवे? 7 ओनली. एवरीथिंग एल्स इज इन इंट्रिंसिक पाथवे. कैसे याद करना है? 12, 11, 9, 8 के हेल्प से 10 याद हो गया, कॉमन पाथवे. देन पीटी, शॉर्ट नेम शॉर्ट पाथवे. एबीडी, लॉन्ग नेम लॉन्ग पाथवे. पीटी मेजर्स एक्सट्रिंसिक कॉमन, एबीडी मेजर्स इंट्रिंसिक एंड कॉमन. हो गया. देन रिमेंबर, इफ पीटी इज हाई, factor 7 deficiency, warfarin, liver disease. If and vitamin K deficiency. If ABD is high, it can be 12, 11, 9, 8 plus VWD. Why? VWF service factor 8. Finish. Now moving to both PT ABD. या तो हो सकता है DIC or can be 10, 10 का half 5, 5 का half 2, 2 का half 1. Finish. Among this, 12 deficiency will not cause any bleeding because 7 can also cause activation of 11 and 9. Finish हो गया, chapter finish. Now we move to how to treat this. PRBC anemia stored at 21 days ACD, 35 days CPDA, 42 days CPDA with SAGM. FFP 1 year, cryo 1 year. Temperature storage क्या है? Cryo ultra low temperature -80, but FFP -20 to -20 and -40. Platelets room temperature for 5 days and washed RBC only for 1 day is used for decreasing allo immunization. This is a massive blood transfusion protocol, and remember the universal donor is O negative for PRBC, AB negative not AB positive for fresh frozen plasma. For fresh frozen plasma. That's all about the first session. We talked about hematology. 5 minute laga to revise everything. Guys, so can we move ahead now? Sorry. Guys, can we move ahead now? All of you, 3, 7, 5, 8 watching right now. Are you sure? I don't want all of you to say yes, 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 but at least. Chalo. Let's now move to the next part. We talk about the cell injury. First topic is general pathology. All of you do not move out of your table. वहीं बैठो. Listen to me carefully. In next 4 hours, तेरा pathology concept done है. Tension pathology is done. सुन लो मेरी बात. ठीक है? In cell injury topic. First is reversible injury. What is the EM finding? Very simple. If this is a normal cell, look at the organelle here, look at the nucleus here, and the microvilli here. Because of reversible injury, we see a Mickey Mouse like finding. Mickey Mouse matlab? See here, all of you. So simple. Cell size increased. Upper mein bleps. Loss of microvilli. Organelle swelling. And nuclear condensation called as pycnosis. The whole thing happens because of decreased ATP, causing increase of sodium and increased lactic acid. Because lactic acid, there is pycnosis. Because of the decreased ATP, the cells have lost its energy, and so the TG would break to form free fatty acids. Free fatty acids. Hence we call this fatty change. If you look at the light microscopy, what happens? Cell size increases. Along with that, nuclear condenses. There is fat vacuoles here, and because water moves inside, is called as hydrotropic change. Water moves inside is called as fatty change. Okay. Next is irreversible injury. Irreversible हो गया. Talk about the irreversible injury. Okay. What happens there in necrosis? First, we have the ATP depletion. Remember, in necrosis, the main change that should occur is ATP depletion. The main ionic change is increase of sodium, but the main difference is increase of calcium. Calcium in the electron microscopy, it appears as large flocculent amorphous densities. If the question is where, it is actually in the mitochondria. In the mitochondria. Plus, because plasma membrane breaks down, membrane broken down appears in the form of myelin figures. It's seen in irreversible injury, but can be seen also in reversible injury finding. Okay. Now we look at the light microscopy finding. Okay. ये EM finding था. EM finding light microscopy is EM. Now look at light microscopy finding here. If this cell is there, because of the high calcium we saw here, calcium activates lysosomal enzymes. The enzymes activated here are 4 of them. ATPases, proteases, phospholipases, endonucleases. Because of which membrane damage occurs, protein damage occurs, nuclear damage occurs, inflammation is present. So if we get these 4 findings, matlab membrane, let's look at a cell like this. Membrane broken, proteins broken, nucleus broken. Someone has to go and remove it. Who is that someone? Neutrophils. Neutrophils go there, engulf it and remove it. We call this acute inflammation. Along with the 4 findings, if membrane is broken down, damage to hai na. But with damaged membranes, if it is maintained, we call them coagulative. Not maintained, we call them liquefactive necrosis. We call them liquefactive necrosis. Okay? Now we move to the next part of metaplasia. This is a very frequently asked question, is called as Barrett esophagus. It's what? It's a type of columnar metaplasia. Okay, it shows what? These cells called as goblet cells. Do you know where are goblet cells normally present? Yes, they are present where? In the intestine, and hence a hallmark of intestinal metaplasia. What do they contain? They contain mucin, and mucin can be stained by Alcian blue. Mucin can be stained by Alcian blue staining. Okay, problem of this is metaplasia can transform to dysplasia, and dysplasia can then transform to adenocarcinoma, initially in situ, and finally becomes complete adenocarcinoma. Now move to the examples and image based questions. Dekho, I told you in necrosis the outline is damaged but maintained. I hope you can all understand how the outline is damaged here but is maintained completely. Okay, so now look at this one, damaged outline but maintained. What is it? Coagulative necrosis. So what are the blue cells here? Is inflammation. These all blue cells are inflammation neutrophils. These all are neutrophils, which means it's inflammation. Compare this image in which the outline, where is outline? Sir, देखो clearly maintain outline. Maintain outline को this one से. The whole outline is broken down. When the whole membrane has broken outline, we call them liquefactive necrosis. Occurs in the brain. Why it occurs in brain? Because brain lacks collagen. Brain lacks collagen. Next is caseous. If you see a white cheesy deposition, we call them caseous necrosis. If you remember, it is seen in TB, histoplasma, and coccidiomycosis. Just remember one thing. If the question is on gangrene, so dry gangrene is coagulative necrosis, and wet gangrene is type of liquefactive necrosis. Okay, now look at the next one. This is the finding of electron microscopy of reversible injury. Left image is normal, right image reversible injury. So what I told you, Mickey Mouse image, देखो. Normal cell देखो, is a cell with microvilli, nucleus and organelle. Compare this to this one. What is happening? Loss of microvilli. Look at the blebbing here, blebs. Okay, nuclear condensation, organelle swelling. This is our Mickey Mouse. Sad लग रहा है, but Mickey Mouse तो है ना. ऐसे याद रखना होता है. Cell size increase, loss of microvilli, blebbing on the top, nuclear condensation, organelle swelling. This is a EM finding of reversible injury. Now let's look at the apoptosis mechanism. Apoptosis mechanism. Let's understand this. What happens in this finding is intrinsic pathway and extrinsic pathway. Intrinsic pathway में cell injury is first sensed by sensors. Say with me, BIM, BID, BAD, Noxa, Puma. ये है sensors. Sensors would increase the pro-apoptotic genes, which are BAC and BAX, and decrease the anti-apoptotic genes, which are BCL, BCL-XL, and MCL1. How to remember this? Very easy. देखो, L. The moment you get L, remember L से mnemonic है long life. Long life क्या होगा? Obviously anti-apoptotic gene, long life gene, right? So because this effect, what happens? It will act on cytochrome C. What leaks out? A cytochrome C combines with a puff. Cytochrome C combines with a puff, activates what? Caspase. Very frequently asked question. The combination of leaked out cytochrome C with a puff is called as apoptosome. Apoptosome activates caspase, which caspase 9 to activate 3 and 6. Once caspase is activated, it will cause protein breakdown and lead to endonuclease activation. Endonuclease activation. Because they cause protein breakdown, how do they break proteins? They break proteins by cleaving aspartic acid. So let's say this is a cell, this is a nucleus and organelle. And let's assume that among this, that right here, this is suppose a damaged organelle. Damaged organelle. So what happens? The cell would make an apoptotic body here. The body, your body would separate out. This body would separate out like this. Once the body separates out, is engulfed by macrophage. This process of engulfing is called as efferocytosis. In this stage, this is the apoptotic body AB, this is apoptotic body AB. Okay, the same thing in the extrinsic pathway. यहाँ क्या होता है? देखो, fast ligand is also called as tumor necrosis factor. Activates FAS. FAS क्या है? And it's very simple. देखो, fast ligand is tumor necrosis factor. So obviously, what is FAS? Tumor necrosis factor receptor, right? Also called as CD95. They activate what? FAD. What is FAD? FAS associated death domain. ये FAD. These two will activate what? Extrinsic pathway. 8. How to remember? E for 8, E for extrinsic, E for E. They then activate 3 and 6. The same thing will happen, protein breakdown, nucleus breakdown, causing haptic body removed by macrophage, process called as efferocytosis. Now look at the difference between both the cell death. In necrosis and apoptosis, what we saw was cell size increase in necrosis, shrunken in apoptosis. Damaged outline, necrosis, intact outline, apoptosis. Why am I saying intact? Because the whole haptic body is engulfed. We don't break it further. Hence, outline is intact. Chromatin, lysis here, condensation here. Inflammation, present here, absent here. Enzymes, lysosomal enzymes here and caspase in the apoptotic pathway. Clear हो गया ना? So this is again, this market, yeah, ये ना question आना ही आना है. I'm telling you, जो I'm telling you today, this question will be appear in the NEET PG and SAT. तुम बता रहा हूं मैं, तुमको लिख लो इसको. And listen me very carefully here. Next we move to the second part of inflammation. देखो what happens here. In inflammation, we should first understand, ये है endothelial cells, right? Now, look at the cell. Cell initially moves in central axis. But what should happen is, suppose this is the bacteria, cell should move to the margins. To move to the margins, the first step is margination. Margination is brought by stasis and selectance. Main topic क्या है इसमें? Stasis. Main thing, okay? But also helped by selectance. So now when they move from here to the margins, in the margin we have selectance. Okay, selectance. Selectance here would attract the cells here. Okay, let's mark this as step number 2 here. Isko cut karo. Mark it 2 here, mark it 3 here. Okay, so in the step number 2, this molecule is called as selectance, and the molecule on the WBC is called as sialyl Lewis X glycoprotein. How to remember this? Very simple, sir. S for S. S for selectance, S for selectance, S for sialyl Lewis X glycoprotein. Next step is addition. In the addition, step number 3, look at the step number 3 here. What is on the endothelium is ICAM, VCAM. Now many students confuse this one with selectance. It's very easy. What is a full form of CAM? Cell addition molecules. Will cause what? Addition obviously interacts with integrins, beta 1 and beta 2 integrins. Okay. In next step, they're causing diapedesis. Both the molecules on the endothelium and WBC are same. It's PCAM1, also called as CD31. Now here is a question. If patient has a deficiency of beta 2 integrins, it is called as LAD1. LAD1 matlab leukocyte adhesion defect 1. If patient has a defect of cell Lewis X glycoprotein, this one, it is called as LED LAD2, and these patients also have a typical blood group called as Bombay blood group. Their blood group is Bombay blood group. Very frequently asked question. How to remember this? Very easy. 2 for LAD2 और ये B है. 2 is B. Simple. 2 is B. That's it. Okay, 2 is B. Now talk about the next pathway. It has come out here. Okay, it is called as it's called as diapedesis. Okay, what happens now? It has to engulf the antigen. Engulf the antigen. This is phagosome. It's a phagosome. Phagosome will then undergo killing. So what are steps? Say with me, all of you say with me. Margination, rolling, addition, diapedesis, chemotaxis. So now we move to the 5th step. It's called as chemotaxis, called by chemokines. How to remember chemokines? First example is C5A. Chemokines attracting, इधर आओ, तो C5A, A से आओ, आओ. LTB4, B4, stand before me. IL-8 and bacteria. Last year NEET PG question was an IL-8. This was last year NEET PG 24 question, IL-8. Okay, so C5A, A से आओ, stand before me are the best known chemokines. IL-8 was last year NEET PG question. Next step is phagocytosis. First step is recognition. This is very important. Opsonization, matlab making or increasing efficiency of phagocytosis. So what does it do? It increases efficiency of phagocytosis. Examples or opsonins. Opsonins are OP hai, okay? Opsonins, OP. Opsonins are C3b, 4b, 5b, immunoglobulin G, CRP, and fibrinogen. The only thing I can confuse you is C5A. What is A? Chemokine. क्यों? A से आओ. C5B, not a chemokine. Opsonin. Remember, C5A, A से आओ, and stand before me is a chemokine. C3b, 4b, 5b, IgG, CRP, and fibrinogen are opsonins. Next step is engulfment. In engulfment, there is a List gene, and List gene defect. Defect of the gene is called Chidiac-Higashi syndrome. Okay, List gene defect is called Chidiac-Higashi syndrome. Next step is killing. Auxin-independent killing is occurring due to lysosomal enzymes, and then there is a auxin-dependent pathway. Okay, ऑक्सीजन पैरापथ में क्या होता है, दिस इज अ phagosome. On phagosome membranes, there is an enzyme called as NADPH oxidase, also called as phagocytic oxidase. ये लिखा है ना मैंने, this one, this is a gene, phagocytic oxidase or NADPH oxidase. This is called as, this is the enzyme name. It converts oxygen to superoxide. The superoxide is then acted upon by superoxide dismutase present in cytoplasm also, mitochondria also, which converts a superoxide into hydrogen peroxide. On the H2O2, if nitric oxide acts, it makes a free radical called as peroxynitrite, ONOO dot minus. On the H2O2, if Fe2 plus acts, it will make 3 plus with hydroxyl. This reaction is called as Fenton's reaction. Mark it. Very frequently asked. Fenton's reaction was also a last NEPG question. Is iron harmful or harmless to the cell? Iron is harmful to the cell because it produces free radicals. Which radical? OH dot minus called as hydroxyl. And this type of cell death is called as ferroptosis. Very, very frequently asked question. ये आएगा देखना. Ferroptosis. ये पूछा नहीं अभी तक. This will call it cell death called as ferroptosis. Now, on the H2O2, if MPO and halide would attract, will make OCl dot minus, also called as hypochlorite ion. So, among all the free radicals produced here, that means superoxide, peroxynitrite, hydroxyl, hypochlorite, the most efficient bactericidal ion is which one? Hypochlorite ion. Okay. The most efficient bacterial system is who? H2O2, MPO, halide. These three things becomes a system in the whole case. Okay. Talking about the cytokines here. Very simple question again remember. Cytokine is a big headache to all of you. I know that. But remember this. In acute inflammation, ACE acute is 1 and alpha. Are? Acute pe A, 1 alpha means what? IL-1, TNF alpha. Simple hai. Some others, if you can remember, are 17, 22 and 23. But not so important. In chronic inflammation, if this 1 alpha is 1, 2, beta and gamma. Are? A से acute 1 alpha. Acute में. Chronic में 1, 2, beta gamma. इतना simple है. So what is there? देखो. 1, 2, beta and gamma. Correct? 1, 2 beta gamma. IL-12, IFN gamma and TGF beta is the one involved in chronic inflammation. But remember, very important question here again is TGF beta is anti-inflammatory and repair causing cytokine. ये question आया था last year NICT में. TGF beta is not an oncogene. It's a repair causing gene and also leads to anti-inflammation. Okay? How to remember Fenton's reaction? Fenton reaction is Fe2 plus with H2O2 in reversal reaction making Fe3 plus and OH dot minus. How to remember this? I remember this as 2 plus here, 3 plus here, minus 1 here. Becomes 2 plus. Balance ho gaya na? So simple Fenton reaction. But remember one thing, OH minus, remember, OH minus is the most potent free radical. Most potent free radical is OH dot minus. Is everything was possible here because of one enzyme. And which enzyme, sir? Enzyme name is this one. What is this enzyme name? Phagocytic oxidase. If this enzyme is absent, it will lead to a FOX gene defect. It's a X-linked recessive. It's a X-linked recessive. More common than autosomal recessive disease. It is called as CGD, chronic granulomatous disease. CGD is a defect which occurs due to FOX gene defect. Okay, so these are the important points of the inflammation topic. Look at images here. This is a granuloma of chronic inflammation. What you suggest is, you see multiple giant cells here. Mark it. These are giant cells here. Look at the shape of the nucleus here. Nucleus shape is like this, current, essay. What do you call them? Yes, Langhans giant cells. Seen in what condition? Tuberculosis, correct. It is Langhans giant cell seen in TB infection. Look at center, look at the color. It's pink color. So when you see a pink center, it's what? It's necrotic granuloma. Pink center necrotic granulomas. All the dark blue cells here are lymphocytes and plasma cells. The lymphocytes plus plasma cells. Compare this granuloma to lower one. What is in the lower one is this one. It is called as non-necrotic granulomas. Look at this one. Center में there is a giant cell. So if you see a giant cell in center or you see no necrosis, it obviously becomes non-necrotic granuloma. समझ में आ रहा है? If the center area is pink, क्या ये? Necrotic. Pink है ना? Pink. कलर तो देखो. Pink है. Necrotic granuloma. If center area has cells, ये देखो cells दिख रहा है ना? Clearly देखो. This cells. these cells are lymphocytes. Okay, these all cells here are lymphocytes. ये वाला, it's a lymphocyte. And look at this elongated cells here. This one, elongated cells, like this one, green one, is called as epithelioid cells. These are epithelioid cells. Okay, the dark blue cell area is lymphocyte. The elongated cell, slipper shaped cell is epithelioid cell. Epithelioid cell is what? It's a nothing but it's a modified phase of granuloma. It's a modified phase of granuloma. Now, in chronic inflammation, we can expect scarring. The scar are of two types. If scar is on the wound surface, it's called as hypertrophic scar. If scar extends from the wound surface, it's called as keloid formation. It's called as keloid formation. The difference of these two are again very important. Keloid versus a hypertrophic scar. A keloid forms after 2 months of the wound. After 2 months of the wound, all the type 3 collagen is replaced by type 1 collagen. So here, 1 is more than 3. 1 cannot regress. It cannot dissolve. So 1 will not regress. ये क्या है? It is recurrence. इसको कट करके लिखो ठीक से. It's recurrence. Just make a star mark. It's recurrence. So recurrence of the recurrence is seen in keloid, not seen in hypertrophic scar. Regression, not in keloid, but can be seen in hypertrophic scar. Site, sternum, pinna, and shoulder region is a keloid formation, but anywhere it can form is hypertrophic scar. A keloid is more darker than the skin surface. Its same color as skin. Same color as skin. Skin hai, okay? And in the treatment, we often give an injection of triamcinolone. We often give a treatment of triamcinolone injection, triamcinolone injection, plus we do surgical resection. For this, I also do skin grafting. But here, only reassurance is sufficient. Okay? We will reassure the patient for a case of hypertrophic scar. So, big difference kya hai? Keloid forms after 2 months. In this time frame, the main collagen, type 1 collagen, 1 will not regress, and therefore you have to resect it after giving triamcinolone injection. Color is darker than skin and is seen often in 3 areas: sternum, pinna, and shoulder region. Hypertrophic scar forms within 2 months of the wound. It has type 3 collagen, more than 1. 3 can dissolve, so don't treat it. Don't treat the hypertrophic scar. What you do is you just wait and reassure the patient. It can form anywhere and its color is same as the skin color. Okay, skin color. Okay, now we move to the immune system topic here. So I'll come back to this one. This is my last topic of immune system. Let's move back to the first one, graft rejection. Okay, in graft rejection, what happens? The 3 types of graft rejection. To understand this whole question, I just make you understand what happens here. Dekho. So in the lower part, yahan par. Okay, I'm drawing a basic area just divided into 2 parts. Okay. Let's say on left side I'm making a donor kidney. Okay, and donor kidney supposedly has a foreign type of MHC1 and MHC2. Okay, so when you give the donor kidney to recipient, what happens? Recipient sees the foreign MHC as a foreign antigen, and so recipient produces antibody and T cells against the foreign MHC. Okay, this antibody T cells here, they would go and enter the graft. They enter the graft via vessels, enter via vessels, and what they do, they destroy the graft. They destroy the graft. Okay? So what can be done? Number 1, we can try to match the MHC of the donor to MHC recipient. Or what we can do, we can give immunosuppressants. So to reduce this, we can give number 1, MHC matching. That's a one best possible solution. Second, we can give immunosuppressants. The immunosuppressants also includes the CD4 T antibody, yes, and CD8 T cell antibody. Remember, the maximum chance of survival of a graft is when you give both CD4 and CD8. This was question asked as image-based question asked in INICET last year in May. When you give both CD4 antibody and CD8 antibody, the chance of graft survival is maximum. It was asked in INICET last year. Now, based on this whole story, It can be either localized, it can be senile amyloid polyneuropathy, which is unmutated form of ATTR. And that is. So what happens if the graft rejection occurs in minutes to hours? It's hyperacute. Acute may days to weeks, and chronic may occurs after 6 months. What happens is, if the rejection has a, please समझो एक बात को, when you give this organ to recipient, the antibody can present preformed. If the rejection occurs due to preformed antibody, is called as a hyperacute rejection. Hyperacute rejection, ठीक है? Hyperacute. Preformed antibodies. ये वाला preformed anti-donor HLA antibodies. Preformed anti-donor antibodies. It is a type 2 rejection because it's antibody mediated, correct? Now look at the biopsy finding. If there is a hyperacute rejection, it will occur to dense neutrophils with thrombotic occlusion and will occur due to fibrinoid necrosis. Okay? If it's an acute rejection, what will happen is day to weeks. Post transfusion occurs. Please understand. If the rejection has occurred due to a preformed antibody, ये है hyperacute. If it's occurring due to post transplant antibody or T cells, ये है acute. So मैं तुमको, if the rejection occurs due to preformed antibody, मतलब पहले से ही present है, वो है hyperacute. If rejection is occurring post transplant antibody, it's a acute rejection. And if occurring post transplant after suppressing or tapering immunosuppressants after 6 months, it's called as chronic rejection. So if something is antibody, is type 2, antibody T cells, antibody is type 2, and T cell is type 4 also. ये type 4 लिखो, type 2, type 4 है, please correct type 4. And something is actually chronic rejection will always be type 4 because T cell is always type 4. Now look at the biopsy finding. Something is hyperacute. What do we expect? We expect neutrophils, thrombotic occlusions, and fibrinoid necrosis. Now, why will someone get preformed antibody? A preformed antibody is due to prior blood transfusion or a prior organ transplantation. Okay? In the acute, it can be T cells or antibody. If something is antibody, you know, antigen antibody activates what? Complements. You see what? Complement deposition. If something is T cells, will show CD3 positive T cells. Why is CD3 positive? What is CD marker for T cells? 3 na? Okay. In chronic, something is what? Fibrosis and atrophy. So how to recall the biopsy findings is very simple. Listen to me carefully. Hyperacute hai, what do you expect? Neutrophils, necrosis. Chronic hai, what do you expect? Fibrosis, atrophy. Question solve ho gaya na? Now look at acute. Acute है तो antibodies complement deposition and T cell is CD3 T cell deposition. Antibody में complement और T cell में CD3 positive T cell deposition. Clear हो गया? अच्छा. It is called as graft rejection. अब GVHD क्या है? GVHD is, क्या होता है GVHD? देखो, suppose I am a graft and I am coming to your home. Let's assume I have foreign, ये देखो यहाँ पर fingers. These fingers are a foreign MHC and I'm entering your home. So when I'm entering your home, I am foreign to you. And so you make antibody T cells against me and try to destroy me. So I as a graft get destroyed. But this is only half side story. ये love story का only half side है. Second side story समझो. Because I came to your home, I agree, I was foreign to you. Don't you think you also are foreign to me? Don't you think I also have some T cells? So I can also destroy you. When I destroy you, it is called as GVHD. GVHD is also called as Run's disease. Run's disease. That means immunocompetent donor T cells. Okay? Attack and destroy the recipient tissues. Recipient tissues. We call them GVHD. Clinically, the patient will have 3 findings, 1, 2, and 3. Patients will have skin में rash is the first finding, liver से jaundice, and GIT में they have blood diarrhea. Blood diarrhea. Blood diarrhea. Yes, it is immunocompetent donor cells destroying immunosuppressed recipient tissues. Why suppression immunosuppressed? Because we often immunosuppress recipient to prevent graft rejection. This is what is called as GVHD, also called as Run's disease. Finish? Now we move to the ultra important topic, amyloid. मैंने ऐसा टॉपिक चूज किया है इस पूरे सेशन में विच विल बी अ श्योर शॉर्ट क्वेश्चन, बता रहा हूं तुमको, ठीक है? तो ध्यान सुनो। अमाइलॉइड, व्हाई द नेम केम? बिकॉज द नेम केम फ्रॉम अमाइलोज. Amylose is starch-like deposition. Starch-like deposition. It can be either localized or can be generalized. Localized would be Alzheimer, Melry, Kashmir-thyroid, incidoma, and isolated atrial amyloidosis. The question they ask you is in the short form. Alzheimer, A is amyloid beta chain, मतलब amyloid beta chain. Melry, Kashmir-thyroid, A is amyloid calcitonin. Okay. Incidoma, AAPP, मतलब amyloid associated polypeptide. Short form is more important, not the full form. Okay. So A beta, Alzheimer. NEET PG 24 question. MCT, A cal, incidoma, AAPP. Isolated atrial amyloidosis, ANP. Generalized, primary, secondary. Very simple to remember. Primary is single A, AL. Secondary is double A, AA. कितना simple है यार. Primary, AL. Secondary is AA. Okay. Then we move to familial and others. In the familial is familial Mediterranean fever. It is serum amyloid. And familial cardiac is ATTR, which is mutated form of ATTR. Mutated form of ATTR. In others, it can be senile amyloid polyneuropathy, which is unmutated form of ATTR. And dialysis is A beta 2M. What is M here? Microglobulins. And I'll tell you how many questions came in last NEET PG. पहला क्वेश्चन सुनो. A beta 24 NEET PG question. AL 24 NEET PG question. A beta 2M 24 NEET PG question. अब सुनो November INCT क्वेश्चन. In November INCT asks you AA double A. तो सोच लो in last 6 months 4 question have come. In next 6 months 4 question will come. सुन लो ध्यान से, ठीक है? बोल रहा कि छोड़ के मत जाना, कुछ नहीं पढ़ोगे भारत में नहीं तो. आई नो दिस. देखो, नाउ वी मूव टू द मोस्ट कॉमन features here. The most common feature is kidney, presents as nephrotic syndrome. In the heart, heat हो गया है, sorry, HEART, heart, it causes arrhythmias. Arrhythmia is the most common cause of death in these patients. Restrictive cardiomyopathy is also seen in amyloidosis. In spleen, ये first है kidney, second is heart, third is spleen. In spleen, in red pulp, red in Hindi, लाल, lardaceous spleen. Sago is seen in white pulp deposition. So amyloid in red pulp is lardaceous. Amyloid in white pulp is called a sago spleen. How do we diagnose amyloidosis? Look at this question. This is showing you, this area is showing you starch-like deposition in H&E. Starch-like, that's how the name came. Amylose-like, amylase आ गया, okay, in H&E staining. The same thing on the Congo red staining and being seen on the polarized microscopy, they show apple green birefringence. ये क्या है? It's apple green birefringence on Congo red staining is what you see there. In electron microscopy, they show long unbranching fibrils and they show X-ray crystallography. It shows beta plate sheets. All of them are repeat questions. H&E में starch-like. Na, ये क्या होता है सर? Anti-nuclear antibody. So when I say patient has ANA, the ANA RNP antibody is the MCTD, mixed connective tissue disorder, MCTD. Now look at the shell, it's an anomalous phase. Now look at this DJOS syndrome. Third and fourth positive defect, matlab it will lead to defective in the thymus plus para polypeptide. Short form is more important, not the full form. Okay, so A beta Alzheimer, NEET PG 24 question. And familial cardiac is ATTR, which is mutated form of AL 24 NEET PG question. In next year, the most cause of death in red pulp. How do we diagnose amyloidosis? Look, lardaceous spleen. Sago is seen in white pulp deposition. So amyloid in red pulp is lardaceous. Amyloid in white pulp is called a sago spleen. How do we diagnose amyloidosis? Look at this question. This is showing you, this area is showing you starch-like deposition in H&E. Starch-like, that's how the name came. Amylose-like, amylase आ गया, okay, in H&E staining. The same thing on the Congo red staining and being seen on the polarized microscopy, they show apple green birefringence. ये क्या है? It's apple green birefringence on Congo red staining is what you see there. In electron microscopy, they show long unbranching fibrils and they show X-ray crystallography. It shows beta plate sheets. All of them are repeat questions. H&E में starch-like. EM में unbranching fibrils, congruent में apple green by references, apple green by references. Okay, now one more very very important question. These question I just keep on making star mark. ऐसा लग रहा है कि आपको क्वेश्चन आते चलेगा. देखो, प्राइमरी इम्यूनोडेफिशिएंसी डिसऑर्डर्स, हाउ द क्वेश्चन आस्क्ड. क्वेश्चन कैसा आएगा? चाइल्ड विथ recurrent infections of bacterial, viral, fungal, parasitic. अब मत पूछना शॉर्ट इसका फुल फॉर्म क्या है. बैक्टीरियल, वायरल, फंगल, पैरासिटिक. ठीक है, अब देखो क्या होता है. हेमाटोपोइटिक स्टेम सेल्स में कॉमन माइलॉइड एंड कॉमन लिम्फोइड सेल्स. कॉमन लिम्फोइड होता है प्रो बी, प्रो टी, प्रो एन के. प्रो मतलब प्रोजेनाइटर, मेक्स प्री बी, प्री टी, प्री एन के. प्री मतलब प्रीजेनाइटर, makes B lymphoblasts, which makes B lymphocytes. It then makes plasma cells. Plasma cell initially makes IgM and then makes plasma cells to make GADNE. अब समझो. If suppose a patient has problem in the common lymphoid precursor, this whole thing is gone. Everything is gone. If everything is gone, it's a combined immunodeficiency. It's very severe. The name is SCID. The SCID occurs due to interleukin receptor mutation, more common than adenosine deaminase deficiency. Remember, more common is IL receptors is causing become B lymphoblasts. It has B lymphocytes. If the B lymphocyte TVIs, it's called as hyper selective. If problem is in lymphocytes, so hyper IgM deficiency, hyper CVID. आगे job has a good fate. Job has a good fate. Face, coarse facial features, abscess, cold abscess, called Staphylococcus aureus. Primary teeth is abnormal, and eczema with high amount of IgE is a job syndrome. Next is Catch-22. Catch-22 is a mnemonic. It's a mnemonic. The two disease, velocardio facial defect and D-Jones syndrome. When both of them occur together, it is due to microdeletion of chromosome 22q. It is called as Catch-22 because Catch stands for C, cleft palate. Okay, ये वेलो है ना, वेलो इट्स ए पैलेट, पैलेट तो क्लेफ्ट पैलेट ये हो गया. कार्डियो इज ए कार्डियो डिफेक्ट्स, फेशियल इज ए एनोमलस फेस. नाउ लुक एट दिस डी-जॉन्स सिंड्रोम. थर्ड एंड फोर्थ पॉजिटिव डिफेक्ट मतलब इट विल लीड टू डिफेक्टिव इन द थाइमस प्लस parathyroid defect, thymus plus parathyroid defect. Because of these two defects, what happens? The patient often have thymus and hypocalcemia. When these two syndromes occur together, the name is Catch-22. It's a mnemonic. Disease नहीं है, ये mnemonic है. Okay? Disease क्या है? D-George syndrome and velocardio-facial defect is a D-George syndrome. ठीक है? Now move to this one. Behr lymphocyte syndrome. It can be BLS type 1, type 2. What is it? Understand one thing. Behr lymphocyte defect is not a defect directly of lymphocyte. Defect is of MHC. If patient has MHC1 absent, CD8 will not develop. If patient has MHC2 absent, CD4 will not develop. So because of defective MHC, when CD marker doesn't develop, it's called as Behr lymphocyte syndrome. समझ में आ रहा सब लोग को? Problem is in MHC. But because of MHC defect, CD8 or CD4 will not develop. How to remember? 1 is 1 defect, 2 is 2 defect. What is more common? 2 is more defect. 2 is more problematic or more common. Okay? 2 is more common. It's called as Behr lymphocyte syndrome. Now I move back to the first one, which is, okay, and 2 is a plus platelets. Okay? MA depends upon the platelets only. And surgical excision. 1 keloid, which called Aldrich thrombocytopenia.